from a brand new car and took it to Duffy's shop in North Carolina and took it all apart. I threw the frame away. This is all chrome moly tube chassis, and that's based on a 400 cubic inch Chevrolet engine. It's bored and stroked to 462. Right now, it's running a 3-speed automatic. Where
is that what you ran
when I was on the strip, I was running a Lenco 4-speed. Same rear end, 9-inch Ford, narrowed, 36 inches wide. I knew what I was going to do with it as soon as I got it in.
So how many years did you race this?
From 1975, the fall of 1975, until 2001. Yeah, my granddaughter named it Monzilla. So it stuck, so I put it on the windshield, and a lot of the stickers that are in the car and on it, she bought them, and I had to put them on the car. Well, I've got a 12-gallon fuel cell, and it'll be empty when I get home.
Which is how far?
It's 17 and a half miles. If you want to calculate it correctly, it's about 2 gallons to the mile. I can drive it about 32 miles, and that's it. But it gets there quick.
Do your local cops know to look for you?
They don't bother me. They don't bother me at all.
They couldn't catch you if they wanted to. Well, they could when you run, I guess.
Well, yeah, but their radios would beat me.
It was built to be a track monster.
Oh, I run it on the street now, but it's getting harder and harder to get any runs. In fact, the last 3 years, if I went to where they were holding a street race, I get there, they leave. It's no need of me going out. I did all the paint work on the car, and why yellow, I don't know. But yellow sounded good, like a good color to me. It was a common color back in the day. You know, you see that Corvette over there and the Corvette down there? They're almost the same colors. Except for mine has a little bit of orange in it. I bought it primed. Back then you could buy a car any way you wanted it, because I bought it with no transmission, no engine, just a rear end and wheels to roll it, because as soon as I got it, I put it on the trailer and took it to North Carolina and took off everything that was left and threw it away. The engine is 805, and then you add 900 to it. Back in those days, that was unheard of. There's a whole lot of stuff I had to add to make it street legal. Turn signals, brake lights, headlights, high and low beams. The second seat wasn't in it. I had to put that in. I had to find the one that matched.
I bet that was just about as hard getting it on the street as it was to build it in the first place. Because you knew what you're going to build it for, and then you got to convert it to something else. Then you got to convert it,
yeah. Well, I couldn't pass the NHRA physical. That really hurt me. Couldn't run it on the strip anymore. So I put all the little gizmos back on it, and I go to car shows.
I always ask this to everybody, and I know the answer to this one already for you. Would you ever get rid of it?
No. This one I built from scratch. When I croak, one of my granddaughters will get it.
Yeah.
I know every nut, bolt, screw, pop rivet, and I like driving it.
Honey, I'll go get the milk.
ain't no honey. It's cost me 2 wives. You got to get rid of that car. Goodbye, sweetheart. Choice between a Vega and this. And I said, well, everybody and his brother's building a Vega. I don't want to build the same thing. So I got this car for, I believe it was right under about $1,900. And then I put about $5,000 more in it. This is garage kept undercover when it's not out at a car show. It still gets dirty. Well, one thing about this car, my father would not let it in the shop because it was a Beach Brothers Dodge. He finally let me bring it in. Though. He finally broke down and let me bring it in the shop. I turned 74 the 16th day of May.
Well, that was just a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Well, happy birthday. So you said you were on the cover of NHRA magazine
National Dragster.
National
4
Dragster.
years in a
4
row.
years in a row.
I was the top pro stock driver on the circuit. Mickey Thompson Super Pros. Usually I would take 6 pairs of slicks with me, different compounds, because you never knew what the weather was going to be like at different tracks. And I had 6 sets mounted on rims.
So how often do you have to rebuild it?
I tear it down once a year. It just keeps it running.
Did you have to do that more often when you were?
Oh yeah, I would overhaul the engine or go through the engine after each race. Back then it wasn't hard to do. Nowadays, fuel cell, battery, and my own little water canister that I put the windshield washer buds on both sides in case I didn't like what they were putting down for track compound.
Okay.
I put
So you
down
had
my
your
own.
It's like James Bond.
Oh, I'm sneaky. It's total nostalgia is what it is. If I could run it on the strip, I'd take it for the nostalgia days and show them what a real car is.